Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. I am the Hermit Tarot, if this is the first time that you're seeing me. And in today's video, we are doing a pick a card tarot reading. Today's reading is going to be a little bit different. I want to do a quick collective reading at the start of the video today. You do not have to watch the collective reading if that's not your cup of tea. Pay attention to the timestamps in the description box. That will guide you through today's video and show you the parts that you can skip so that you don't have to watch the whole thing. Now, today's reading is something that I really wanted to do. I feel like this year has been interesting already. A lot of curveballs have come my way personally, and including the way of those around me. So I feel like as a collective, there's a shift in energy that feels a lot more innovative, a lot more Aquarius-like than what I was even expecting. So we are asking Spirit for a full life update in today's reading. We're going to be looking at the main theme that you can expect to experience, and then we're going, or that you are experiencing right now, excuse me. And then we're going to have a look at how your life is going in terms of money, love, family, and friends. It's going to touch on a little bit of everything. So I am going to do an extended reading as well to go further in depth. And it's literally going to be an extended reading. So in the extended, we're going to tie off any loose ends that we've left in this reading and look at your life over the next 2 months. Really getting in-depth information, clarity, support, and hopefully some predictions about what you can expect to experience in money, career, love, romance, family, and friends over the next 2 months. So that is what I plan to do. Let's have a look at the groups now. This is how you will figure out which of these groups you're feeling most called to and which of these groups has the most honest messages for you. Because this reading is geared towards the collective as a whole, you may find that you have messages in more than one group. So I'll show you each of the cards to help you pick a group to start off with, and then you can pivot from there and see if you have any additional messages. So starting with group 1 over here, we have this orchid card. And this orchid card is also associated with the word fertility here as well. So this is a look at the card, some very interesting colors, shapes, and movement on this card. It's got like a rudimentary design, and yet it still evokes a lot of emotion. So that is group number 1 with orchid/fertility. Group number 2, your card over here is Marigold, also associated with creativity in this deck. This Marigold card is very interesting. It's got some different colors that the other cards don't have. This one has interesting textures on it as well. You can tell that the creator of this deck was definitely an artist and loved to play with different mediums and textiles. So this is group 2 with the Marigold creativity card. Group 3, you have the Gardenia Abundance card. Now, this card does not come out very often. So when it does, it demands a presence. And it has come out in a way where, like, I'm for once really noticing the different colors on this card, that sort of yin-yang look that this card has, the black and the white. So it's a very interesting card, also associated with abundance for group 3. Group 4, your card over here is the Rose, and in this deck, the creator has associated the rose with the words true love. And the colors on this card are definitely strong. All these cards today are very emotional in my opinion. The colors, the textures, the flowers, very evoking. So it may take you a little bit longer to pick a group, or maybe one of these flowers is your favorite flower, so it was quite easy. I just want to say take time today to select a group. And know that at the end of the day, you're not, nothing's set in stone. You can always come back and change groups if you need to, or see if you have messages in other groups. So those were the 4 different groups associated with these 4 different cards. You are welcome to skip ahead now if you want to go straight into the group portion. Otherwise, after this clip, I will be playing a quick collective reading, which may actually help you figure out which of these groups you're feeling better called to. You may also wish to jump ahead to the meditation portion of today's reading instead. That meditation clip is only about a minute long, and that is also created to help you choose a group that you feel most drawn to. So wherever you're going, I shall see you there. Check the timestamps and join me in your reading. Okay, so welcome to the collective reading for those who are joining us. Now, today's collective reading was actually inspired by the bottom deck energy of this Flower Medicine Oracle deck. I don't usually do collective readings. I've been following Roseology for a while, and I love that she does collective readings, but for some reason I don't always feel called to do them. And today I really felt called to do it. With this Daffodil card, I am picking up on some pretty big shifts as a collective, and I think that this has to do with us feeling like we didn't have a lot of resources, or that we weren't able to do a lot of things over the last couple of years. Obviously, with everything that's been going on, things have slowed down, plans have been delayed, aspects of our growth have almost felt like they stagnated or were cancelled altogether. So what this bottom deck energy is saying is that as a collective, we are experiencing a rebirth opportunity in the sign of Aquarius, which will soon be ending. This is technically a timeless reading, so I do believe that it would have found you at a time when it was ready to. But this Daffodil card is saying that there is hope ahead through this sort of opportunity to rebirth, reinvent, and recreate outcomes. I feel that many of us will be tying up loose ends or just addressing opportunities that weren't ready for us before. I feel like there may be a feeling of revisiting old ideas, even old situations, as we attempt to use our newfound freedom or chance and opportunity to recreate a different outcome. So what I'm feeling is that for some of y'all, you may actually find yourself gravitating towards the person or the situation that your life was in before this mess around the world started, this pandemic. You may feel yourself returning towards that kind of person that you were, whether it's based on interests, whether it's based on your career ideas, whether it's based on your travel prospects, whatever it was. It feels like we're returning to this new sense of hope almost for the future. And for others, if we feel like we're being haunted by elements of our past, it could be very frustrating, because I do sense that there's another group of the collective who is very happy with how their life has changed since the pandemic, and they're not wanting to revisit those old aspects. There is a group of us in the collective as well that seems to be adamant on moving forward and not revisiting the past, or not digging up those old aspects of who we were, what we wanted to do, and what we thought we needed. So this rebirth is really a chance to kind of revisit things if we want to, and change the outcome using the opportunities and resources that we have currently, to kind of feel like, well, at least we tried, good, bad, whatever the outcome, at least we tried. And then I feel that there's others who are looking back going, oh my God, look what I've come from. I'm never going back. I'm never going to go back. I have a new chance to be a new person. And daffodils for me, I had the privilege of living in a country where they actually grow well, New Zealand. And when the daffodils would come out of the ground, you'd always kind of be like, oh my God, this is so bizarre. Like, it's so cold right now. How are these daffodils thriving? So it kind of feels like it's a situation that we may have thought was impossible, or a circumstance that we thought just simply could not happen, is happening in a way where it's showing us hope, it's showing us chance, and it's giving us the opportunity to move forward, either by doing something that we thought we couldn't, that we had to let go of in our past, or by once and for all burying the past and steering closer towards the future. Let me pull some cards real quick to see what else I can get. We'll leave Daffodil out. What else does the collective need to know about this energy right now, Spirit? What else do we need to know as a collective about this energy? What else? We have awakening. Yeah, so many of us are actually going back and re-downloading information. So for those who feel awakened, this is a message that I'm getting, because this is something that I've also kind of been experiencing, but there is a feeling of kind of needing to revisit certain chapters that we had deemed weren't necessary. And it's true. Maybe we didn't have to go down that road because it wasn't possible and it wasn't necessary. But I see us looking at new ways of advancing, new ways of understanding humanity, understanding ourselves, and new ways of honestly just living. So there's a lot of freedom being granted to the world in the next coming months. And I think with awakening here, this is really the chance to take advantage of that freedom and learn new things about yourself, about what you're good at, about what you're interested in, and about how you can help yourself or the collective, whatever you feel you need to do. This awakening is feeling like a way of keeping us all closer connected by understanding our individual identities in this confusing net of humanity. So awakening is also for those who feel like they've been a bit stuck when it comes to their purpose and what they are doing, you know, in terms of spirituality as well. I think that awakening is reminding you that a big part of helping others comes from understanding yourself and knowing what you're good at, or how you can grow for yourself as well. If we deflect so often, then we're not really helping, we're just kind of numbing. So I kind of feel like this awakening is working for two sides of the coin. Those who feel like they never really awakened are getting the chance to know more about why they're here and what they are good at doing in this lifetime. And then there's also those who feel like they did awaken, learning more about themselves and understanding that it is an ongoing process. Energetic upgrades makes me think that as a collective, there's going to be this sort of frustrating feeling of wanting to do a lot, but also being physically limited. It's almost like as a collective, we've been in a slumber, and waking up is about also slowly getting our motor functions to work again as well. It's like a patient coming out of a coma for 2 years. You know, you have all these ideas and thoughts, and I want to do this, I want to do that. Oh my gosh, I can do this. But physically, your body is still adjusting to being active again, to being mobile. So it's also about being patient with your physical vessel. Because even though there's this desire for a lot of people, and there's these ideas for most people, you're also working with a physical vessel who may not be used to being this active, or who may not be used to moving in these ways and being so on all the time. This is also looking like taking care of yourself physically and trying to find new ways to move your body as well in a more physical sense, to get used to this newfound stimulation. Because for a lot of people, I'm seeing some huge lifestyle changes in the next 24 months because of the new possibilities and the new sense of freedoms. We also have the Age of Light coming out. So I feel like as a collective, this is something that unfortunately was meant to happen, because it kind of reinvents our connection to each other. We almost became desensitized to this idea of humanity. We're all in this together. And ironically, it took for something like this pandemic and everybody experiencing one form of hardship or loss for us to empathize with each other again and connect with each other again. The Age of Light is indicating that we have been gearing towards this for lifetimes. And I feel like we may return to a more, I'm hearing rudimentary. That word just keeps coming up. I don't use that word in my personal vocabulary, but it feels like we're returning to simpler times. It also feels like many of us have been sitting on information while being dormant that we we can now act upon. So it is about moving forward with confidence, moving forward with precision, following that specific plan to a T is what Spirit is saying. And if there have been big goals, big projects that you've recently sort of awakened to, maybe in the last couple of weeks even, know that part of your journey for the last 2 years has been preparing you for this shift in energy and preparing you for this change. So even though it may feel rushed in some ways, even though it may feel sudden, you can appreciate in hindsight how a lot of the changes that have been happening in your life for the last 2 years have been preparing you for this sudden change. So that's what I'm seeing as a collective, y'all. I think I'm going to call it there. I've been talking for like 10 minutes. So I really want to move into the groups now. If you feel like this helped you, I do recommend that you jump ahead now and click on your group's timestamp to join me in your reading. If you feel like this actually changed your mind about the group that you want to look at, then you're welcome to bounce back to the pick a group portion or to bounce forward to the meditation portion. I will be playing the meditation clip after this collective reading, just in case you need to kind of chill out or select a group through that means before you jump into your section. Whatever you choose to do from here, make sure you jump back to the timestamps, click on the section that you want to view, and I shall see you there. So the first thing I want you to do with me is to take in 2 deep, mindful breaths. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to focus on clearing your mind. It's natural to have thoughts racing at this point. I want you to embrace each thought as it comes and let it slip as quickly as it came in. Focus on clearing and balancing out these thoughts so that they come and go without a desire to be attached to them. And now, with a rested mind, I want you to think of the first group that comes to your mind. It may be a number. It may be an object that I showed you. It could be a specific color. It could be a feeling that you felt when I showed you each of the groups today. When you are ready and when you feel confident, select your group and join me in your reading. Hi Group 1 and welcome to your reading. If you chose this Orchid Fertility card, then this is going to be your reading today. Let me show you this card a little bit closer as I reintroduce the topic. We are asking Spirit today for a full life update for your group. We're going to be looking at money and career, love and romance, friends and family. There is also going to be an extended reading, and that extended reading will just be following on from what we couldn't touch on here, as well as focusing on the next 2 months of your life, looking at what we can expect, what information we can gather, and what predictions we may be able to set as well. The predictions I find are helpful. They're not supposed to be daunting. They're supposed to simply help you understand possible outcomes so that you can then set your determined future using that information, right? With your actions, ultimately create your reality. So let's have a look, Group 1, at what you are going through at the moment. Now, your card actually also functions as the main theme that you're experiencing in life right now. So for Orchid and Fertility to be your main theme, sweets, you are definitely being blessed through your efforts, through your affections, and through your attention right now. Spirit is saying that you are in a period of growth, and it may be tentative growth for some, shy growth. It could be about creating, using your natural gifts to be able to grow. For some of you, this does literally look like having children, especially with orchid here. It makes me think of like a woman's, I do feel like group 1, your next or current stage in life is about healing and moving things forward in a balanced way as well. It kind of feels like your group is supposed to feel compassion and love and a level of sweetness in their life right now, if not through your own ways of living, through the way that people will be treating you. I feel like there's a precious energy around you, group 1, and that people are trying to be very affectionate towards you or sweet towards you, and are really cheering you on and trying to see how you grow from here. It feels like many of you have admirers, group 1, or people who are trying to keep up with your life right now, trying to see how you grow and where you, how you end up is what it kind of feels like. But I'm also getting that you have a group of people around you that are very loyal and that are very, very much supportive towards you and for you. A lot of you may be dealing with a life partner who is just really determined to create something with you. And I feel like there is this strong energy of protection around you from like a masculine energy. If you're single, you don't have a partner at the moment, you still have this energy around you because you're so sweet and you come across as someone that has so much potential to create. I feel like you've got this energy around you that is just trying to protect you and steer you forward. So we'll see how that comes out in the cards. I do want to elaborate on this main theme before we continue. So can we elaborate on this main theme for group 1, please, Spirit? What is group 1's main theme at this point in their life? What is group 1's main theme at this point in their life? Yeah, there's this powerful energy about you. Even if you come across as sweet and nurturing, like there's this powerful energy. Yeah, you may be someone who has seen, some pretty dark days, and these dark days have helped you gain wisdom through your experiences. You may be someone who likes to spend a lot of time to themselves, or who is feeling quite drained by other people's energies. I still think that you've got people wanting a lot of your energy though to keep up with you. Group 1, what is their main theme? The storm. Yeah, so this is interesting because the storm is a lot of chaos, and yet you seem to kind of be this delicate flower that is growing. So I wouldn't be surprised, sweets, if this growth is coming about through some pretty tumultuous changes, because I did put a story up on my Instagram recently saying that a lot of growth has to come through change, and sometimes that change is awkward and uncomfortable and anxiety inducing. It can be scary and it can instigate very strong feelings that are almost negative. But from those feelings and accepting the situation for what it is, we are then able to pivot and use that as a way of transitioning, because we don't want to dwell in that uncomfortable feeling. So what can we do? We need to change our actions to change the outcome. And that is sometimes how growth works. Not always. Sometimes growth can be smooth and feel wonderful and self-inflicted in the sense of I'm instigating this. But a lot of times change is kind of thrusted upon us through uncomfortable, sometimes chaotic circumstances. This storm is interesting because it feels like it's happening around you. It's not supposed to be the center of your universe. You may be indirectly impacted by other people's actions and other people's choices, because I still maintain that you have this delicate safety net around you of protection. And even though you are still experiencing a lot of change because of this chaos or this storm, I still think that you have been somewhat protected from the worst side of it. Also, I'm getting a message that a lot of your experiences in the past have been leading up to this moment where you can have the chance to grow in a way that you want to. I think with Vessel coming out for y'all as well, a lot of the growth has to do with you putting yourself in maybe a vulnerable situation or really showcasing yourself in a way that you're not 100% comfortable with. This card is also about honoring your physical vessel, but it's making me think that a lot of you may need to kind of put yourself out there, and it's not something that you're used to doing or that you're 100% comfortable with doing. I see the vessel as a chance for you to really showcase yourself, what you've been working on, and how you really deserve this outcome. This may look like you needing to put your hand up and say like, yep, I can do it, I'm ready, or have you thought about doing this? Like just being more seen and more noticed. I feel like y'all have been going through a lot of experiences that have really set you up for this growth though. What I can tell you about this growth is you're not going to find it in your cave, although I think it's important to maintain time for yourself to be charged and to feel ready for whatever you need to do in the future. I think that this cave is more of a reflection of you reverting to old comfort patterns of behavior or comfort zones. The cave is maybe reminding a lot of you that you may have more of an introverted nature and that the changes and growth that you're experiencing are very demanding, and a lot more demanding than your introverted nature is used to. So it's important that you allocate that self-care, that time for yourself to regenerate, to chill, and to kind of declutter your energy from the demanding energies that are around you. Your life right now is chaotic, but it's not supposed to be chaotic for you. There's just a lot of chaos around you that is secondarily impacting your growth. You've been training for this, you're wise enough for these changes. It's important that you draw upon your past experiences and potentially draw on the experiences of professionals with the crone, people who are not just paid to talk the talk, but have lived and walked the walk, who know what they're talking about, who have experience in the things that they can say to you and advise you on. I also see with the cave that it's important for you to have your alone time and that you prioritize time for yourself during this period of growth. With the vessel though, you need to be putting yourself out there and making sure that you're recognized as someone who is ready and appropriate for those big opportunities. So if this looks like raising your hand more in, a money earning setting and saying, I can do that, I'm ready, or whether this means putting yourself out there when it comes to romance, it's really just about making sure that people see that you are capable and acknowledging that you are ready and capable as well with the vessel here. I get that a lot of you may be making changes to your physical appearance in the coming weeks or months as well with vessel. It feels like your appearance has a lot to do with your success moving forward in some way, in some unique way. So let's break this down now. We're going to get into tarot and have a look at the 4 main categories, starting with money. Let's have a look at money for group 1, please, Spirit. Group 1. Oops. Trying not to fan the flames over there. There we go. Okay, group 1, please, Spirit. What is going on in their financial situation at the moment? What does group 1 need to know about their financial situation, their money, their career? We have the Emperor being blocked. We've got some control issues here. Oh my days, it's the Empress. That's where we're trying to grow. We're trying to grow financially for a lot of you. The 2 of Wands is reversed, but we're limiting our visions or feeling delayed in the plans. What's going on with these finances? It has to do with not knowing all the information or cutting ideas short before developing them. Some of you need to be careful about who you get advice from, because they're giving you this sort of wishy-washy energy of left, right, when actually you're just supposed to be gathering information, not basing the whole outcome off of somebody else's experiences with the Three of Swords. People may be unknowingly sabotaging your potential. I just saw 1111 by telling you what they've been through, not realizing that you're basing your whole outcome off of that experience. I see that when it comes to your finances, this is where we're trying to grow, but this is also where we're experiencing blockages. There's a lot of blockages over here. Your finances may be demanding heavy purchases at the moment, especially if you are starting a family or laying down brickwork and purchasing a home. It feels like something here is not growing to its full potential, and we need to mitigate that growth by determining the risk. Like, are we spending a lot of money because we're having a child and we've been saving for it for ages and it's going to be fine? Or are we not progressing forward because we've neglected to plan for these changes? I think that moving forward, your group, when it comes to finances, needs to be more aware of strategizing and a plan moving forward. You need to look at ways to ensure that your finances are flourishing, because you have the potential, you have the opportunities, but you're not really pursuing an active strategy moving forward. And I see that this feeling of being stuck has a lot to do with the advice that you've been getting. I think that some people have just casually mentioned to you, like, oh, this is what we did, or this is what worked for me, or this is what I think you should do, not realizing that you were going to take their word for gospel. Because with the Five of Swords reversed, we need to kind of just take other people's experiences as what's the word, like secondary sources of information that can't and should not dictate our lives. I feel like it's helpful to gather information that way, but it should not be what determines your path moving forward. This is how we've been cutting ourselves short. These conversations were never meant to be this serious and this limiting. Your finances were supposed to be reevaluated right now at the time that you're seeing this reading, because you're being given the chance to go forward with a better plan, a creative strategy that offers more growth in the long term. Right now, I see some of you making big purchases or really reorganizing, restructuring your finances, sowing some seeds that can be harvested in years to come. But I do think that getting information and advice should be you should be putting more effort into that, sweets, and not really ruling a definite judgment based on the casual conversations you're having. Try not to limit yourself based on what other people's negative experiences have been, especially because I feel like someone's told you, oh yeah, I did that once, I got crypto and it ruined my life, or I did that once, I went to the share market and it ruined my life. Like, whatever this is, it's too heavy and it's not your sword to bear. It's really not your sword to bear. So that's what I'm seeing for your finances right now, group one. Let's have a look at your, where are we up to? Oh, your love life. We're going to switch decks. I'm going to alternate between two main decks just to give each one a break and to make sure that we're able to use as many cards as possible. So group one's love life. What is happening in their love life at the moment, please, Spirit? What is happening in group one's love life at the moment? We have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse position, if it will focus. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. What is happening in group one's love life at the moment? We do have the Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups flashed itself. Didn't come out yet though. What is happening in group one's love life at the moment, Spirit? What is happening? We have the Tower. Wow. The Tower's come in upright. So there are changes happening in your love life as well, because you're onto a winner here. I see some solid stability. I see you potentially creating a home with your current lover, or moving to a state of stability and peace, ready for a more serious relationship for all of you. However, in order to get to this point, we need to restructure our priorities. We need to restructure our time. I feel that for many of you, if you've been dealing with some challenging situations in your love life, it is really about reprioritizing where we give our attention to, where we focus our energy towards, and what we prioritize with the Two of Pentacles reversed. Some of you have found your life partner and you're trying to create a serious future with this person. But I see that moving forward, you may need to cut people out of your lives in order to really give this relationship a fair, stable, peaceful, harmonious future. And this could look like y'all needing to experience a little bit of chaos in order to create that. This could look like someone, getting rid of their house and moving in with the other person, or quitting that job and moving with the other person. I see a slight instability, mostly due to a restructuring of routine and time that leads to you both creating a more stable outcome. I see a lot of peaceful moments in the future, but I also think that you should not rush these movements, especially if this is change that you're instigating. I don't think you should rush. I think this is about working with the change and trying to observe this as a chance to build something stable for a long period of time. I see that right now this could be a very frustrating area of your life, only because you've had delays in how this has come together. Your love life involves you finding your life partner for all of you if they're not a part of your life already, and coming to a state of feeling at home, at peace, and just in harmony with your partner. Now, I do firmly believe that there are some distractions or unhelpful people around you that are somehow causing this to be more of a friction feeling than harmony feeling. And I think with the Tower here, we're either going to call these people out and say, like, listen, moving forward, like, I'm not going to have you whispering in my ear every 5 seconds telling me that this is a mistake when I know it isn't. I'm not going to mess this up. That's just something that I need to do. Or it may be that you need to change how you've been spending your free time so that you're more invested and your actions reflect the outcome that you want. Because for some of you, there are distractions around you that have been, causing you to act in a way that is completely opposite to what you want. Maybe you want a stable partner and you want to find someone who understands you, but you've only had like 2 minutes a day to do that. So you've been seeking love in very sort of instantly gratifying ways from people who aren't available, or from situations that won't give you that longevity. So I do think that we need to restructure our priorities and efforts to match the outcome that we want in love. And that's where you're at right now. Things are kind of either slowing down or falling apart, because this friction leads us towards making the changes and healing the areas that need to be addressed in order to have that balance, that stability, and that forward movement, that harmony. So that's what I'm seeing when it comes to love for y'all. That's where you're at right now. In the extended, we'll look at the next 2 months in love, but we're going to keep moving forward. We're going to have a look at your family situation next. So group 1, please, Spirit. What is happening with their family right now? What is going on with group 1's family? Could be your siblings, parents, could even be your children and partner, if that's where you're at. We have the 2 of Pentacles coming out first in the reverse. So this is linked. Your family is linked to your love life. Group 1, please, Spirit. What is going on in group 1's family's situation right now? What is going on in group 1's family situation right now, please, Spirit? Hi. We have the Sun in the reverse. So you've been putting too much of your personal time and energy towards somebody else in your family. They have been consuming too much of the time that you could have been giving into this loving relationship as well. If you're a parent, it's hard because like that's your child, right? But I do feel like there's a family member here that is expecting a lot of your attention, and that you may be just spending a lot of time with to a fault. Your free time can be better spent, sweets. There are imbalances in your life, and that's why there is chaos slowly seeping in, because this imbalance is not in line with the outcome that you want. I see that these imbalances are going to highlight how you have been cutting your happiness short and potentially creating disappointment in your life. Excuse me, I just dropped the 5 of Cups. We're disappointed in a family member here because we're giving them energy, time, effort, maybe even money for a lot of you that they don't actually need, and in some cases they don't deserve. So check yourself before you wreck yourself with this family member. I see that this could be a masculine energy or a child, okay? This is someone who we care about deeply. Obviously, they're a family member, but they don't need us anymore. They don't need us in this way. We're kind of over giving to this person and overcompensating their independence. They can do a lot of the things that we're trying to do for them. With the 2 of Pentacles, you spend a lot of free time with this person. Time that you could be spending elsewhere, specifically on your love life. I feel like family could be a distraction for a lot of you, or it could just be that you fall into kind of this energy of giving with them. I feel like you're disappointing yourself based on how much you give versus how much they give back to you. There's a lesson to be learned here in your family situation currently, and that translates towards loving relationships in general. That lesson, once you click, once you realize how you have been selling yourself short and disappointing yourself through your own actions and efforts, that will really offer you this Tower moment in your romance life, and you're going to realize what you need to do in order to move forward towards that loving relationship that you really want. Moving forward does look like rewriting the path forward as well, and potentially setting new behavioral trends in your family. Maybe you need to put your foot down and say, like, I don't want to keep doing this. It's not the behavior that is helpful for me, but your family's like, oh, this is just what we've been doing for years. So for some of you, you're breaking ancestral patterns of behavior here and trying to set new trends. And I think that you may be a pioneer in that sense, but you do have support. It may feel like it goes against the grain, but you do have support. Where you're at currently is a position to create behavioral trends that are blessed by your ancestors, sweets. Your family situation doesn't need the amount of attention and effort and emotional investment that you're giving. You're a loving, wonderful person, but your life is growing for you right now, and you need to start looking at how you've been making yourself unhappy as well, especially when it comes to family. Let's have a look at your friend situation now, friendship. Group 1, what's happening when it comes to their friendships at the moment, Spirit? For Group 1, what's happening when it comes to their friendships at the moment? Group 1. Oh, you got a lovely friend around you. You may be, oh, the Ace of Cups just came out reversed though. Ace of Cups. See, I feel like you've got a wonderful person around you, but I can't figure them out. So I'm starting to think that there's someone who's not currently alive, if that makes sense. Spirit, what's going on for Group 1 with their friendships at the moment? We have the 6 of Pentacles, in the reverse, upright position with the Queen of Pentacles as well. So, a lot of loyalty over here, but there's still a feeling of You may have a friend over here who feels a bit neglected, if I'm honest with you, because I think with the Ace of Cups reversed, I'm seeing a trend of you being a very giving, loyal, gracious, fertile person. Look, the Empress just came out at the bottom of the deck again in the reverse. Remember, it was blocked over here, now it's reversed over here. So group one, the people around you, I feel like either you're underappreciated in the sense of you give so much, you're generous, you're loyal, you're fertile, you are someone who is the goal when it comes to a best friend, let alone a friend. I think you make a wonderful acquaintance even, let alone friend. And yet there is still a feeling of unrequited love here in your friendship. There's an imbalance in your friendships of certain people feeling like they're not getting the attention they deserve from you. You seem to be someone who is very treasured by those around you. And if they're not getting you and the best version of you, they feel cut short. And they question like what's going on, what's happening, but they also feel like you've got a lot on your plate. I feel like you have very understanding friends, but I also feel that for many of you, your friends are looking at you as someone who is emotionally unavailable, someone who is trying to create emotional opportunities in other areas of their life. You may be very stressed about your financial situation currently, overthinking it, or just at a crossroads and feeling like you need to put a lot of your attention over there, and it's being misinterpreted as you don't have enough time for us. Your friends may recognize how much time and effort and energy you put into your family, and they're feeling like, why don't you do that for us sometimes? Like, we're basically your family as well. You have friends who feel a little upset, but they're not going to say that to you because they respect you so much and they want to maintain where your relationships are at right now. You have the kind of friends around you that are loyal and would drop what they're doing to help you out. These are people who don't see you as a charity case. They see you as, well, if it was group one in that situation, like they would help me. So you have a wonderful support network around you. In fact, I feel like the only imbalance is maybe y'all aren't as emotionally open to your friends as what they think you could be. They feel like you've got something new going on that you haven't really opened up to them about yet. There's more that you could tell them, or there's more that you could share with them in order to help your friendship really blossom. It feels like you have more of a practical friendship at the moment, not really an emotional friendship. And for a lot of you, I think that a lot more people want to be close to you than you currently have. If you have a small, tight circle, I feel like the people on the outskirts are just always vying for a way in, trying to figure out, how do I get into group one's close circle? You're very respected. You're definitely being watched, because some people are very aware of your experiences that have gotten you to this point, and they're like, how did they do it? I've got to see where group one's going. I've got to know how they do it. So I feel like you're someone who has a lot of opportunity, but right now you do feel a little overwhelmed, and it does feel like the only way forward from here is through taking action and making changes. Otherwise, these are changes that are forced upon us, but you're the groups that rise to the occasion. So I do feel, group one, that you are going to experience changes in the next 2 months through your own actions that will offer you this fertility, this growth that you need to move forward. So group one, that's what I'm seeing for you at the moment. That's what's going on with you. That's your life update reading. I'm going to go into the extended now. I'm going to film it straight away so it stays fresh. And we're going to have a look at the next 2 months of your life, really seeing how these challenges or issues or current situations play out. I feel like this will tell us more about your current situation as well, but if I need to ask more questions, I will. If you'd like to join me in the extended reading, the extended links are in the description box above. I recommend you have a look at memberships while you're up there. You may only want to purchase this individual reading, and that's fine. But if you're someone that likes to look at a lot of extended readings every month, then the memberships option may be more helpful for you. you and maybe more, economic moving forward. Before you go, Group 1, I want to say it's been a pleasure to read for you today. I sincerely hope that your life moves forward in the way that you're expecting it to. Not that it's really going to change for the bad. I feel like a lot of your growth is positive, so I wish you all the best and sending so much love and light your way. I also want to thank our spiritual teams, angels, ancestors, and guides for helping me channel these messages and for keeping me safe while doing so, and I shall connect with you in another video. Bye! Hi Group 2 and welcome. If you chose this Marigold card over here, also known as the Creativity card in this deck, then this is going to be your reading. I'm going to show you the card up close while I just go over what we're going to cover again in today's reading. We're asking Spirit for a full life update for you. We're going to be looking at your finances, your love life, your family, and your friendship connections as well. This reading is looking at your situation currently, trying to get more clarity, more information, and to help you understand the current trajectory that you're on. However, in the extended reading, we're going to be doing more predictions, getting a lot more advice, and looking at specifically what is going to happen in each of those 4 themes over the next 2 months. So this part of the reading is just looking at where you're at now, still hopefully gaining a lot of clarity and information so that you can understand, or you could sort of see where things are headed. So Group 2, if you chose the Marigold card, I can kind of tell straight off the cuff that your situation is weirdly blossoming. It's kind of, reason why it feels weird is because this card does sometimes talk about challenges, needing to approach things on sort of odd angles or to really think on the fly, creative solutions, creative thinking, only because there is either a lot at stake or there feels like there's a lot of pressure here to perform a certain way. I look at Marigold as a fairly abundant energy, a card that kind of talks about success, but there's a lot of stuff happening on here that isn't supposed to be taken so seriously. The primary energy with Marigold is really about having fun, having an adventure, and really seeking out your joy, your happiness with optimism. While the green on here is about healing, renewal, growth, and abundance. It feels like some of this energy is slightly hindered just by a little bit of mystery or uncertainty of like where things are going. I do sense that things are about to come a lot clearer for you so long as you continue to pursue the more fun, lighthearted, positive direction. Honestly, your life right now is supposed to be energetically strong in the sense of you're supposed to feel impulsive, you're supposed to feel pulled, you're supposed to feel as though things around you are kind of calling your name a little bit, sweets. You guys feel like the kind of people that have had a little bit of desire evoked inside them, like kind of like something's calling your name. That's what it kind of feels like. I'm curious to see how this energy translates into the 4 different themes, but I can tell overall, Group 4, you don't have a lot to worry as long as you stand sure in your optimistic sort of direction. I do feel like you're being fostered right now by the universe. I feel like you're kind of like a fledgling Sagittarius that the universe is trying to maintain like security so that you stay optimistic and continue to be adventurous. It feels quite protectful, but not with you knowing, because Spirit's like part of the joy or part of the excitement is feeling like there's a bit of risk involved or feeling like it's a high stakes situation. So it's like you've got training wheels, but you don't know you have training wheels. You can't really mess up that badly if you do take a stab in the dark right now. Although I do feel that for some of you, there is still that like small inkling of fear keeping you humble and grounded in times of extreme risk or danger. So honestly, You're kind of the universe's best friend right now. If this is an energy that you're able to stay in, this optimistic, adventurous, spontaneous, ready for anything new and open to things refreshing, you're the universe's like best friend right now. They really want to create with you. They really want you to foster this energy and grow, and to be always facing the sun, like to stay optimistic and clear-minded, to not let that doubt and that fear really sink in and cause inaction or uncertainty. So let's have a look at your themes, shall we? We'll get some cards out. We're going to have a look at money and finances first for you. Group 2, please, Spirit. Marigold, marigold, marigold. Group 2, the adventurous ones. What is going on with Group 2's finances right now, Spirit? What is going on with Group 2's finances right now? Group 2's finances. We have the 5 of Swords in the reverse position. What is going on with Group 2's finances right now, Spirit? What is going on with Group 2's finances? We have the Valet of Wands in the upright position. What is going on with Group 2's finances, Spirit? What is happening with their financial? We got the 10 of Wands in the reverse. This seems to be a collective energy. And we also have the 9 of Swords in the upright. So what I'm kind of seeing over here is when it comes to your finances, there is passion, there is definitely purpose, but there's a lot more experience to be gained. So right now it's about staying optimistic and welcoming new experiences, whether that's career-wise, how you make your money in general, or just with your current living situation. Stay open to growth. You're in a position to gain more, to learn more, and to really grow more. It's very important that you keep your eye on the horizon and don't settle in this energy. It's good to be ambitious. It's good to collect as much experience as you can when you're like this. You're considered to be an apprentice of energy at this stage. So someone who is still developing their craft and honing their purpose and direction. So I see that your financial situation is expanding. However, with the 5 of Swords coming out first in the reverse position, I'm a little bit concerned about this. This looks like conflict of communication or information. It seems that in your growth stage where you're potentially a little naive or, excuse me, my phone should be on silent. How dare I? Apologize for that. You may be taken advantage of in some ways. It's important when you ask for advice that you always get a second opinion here when it comes to your finances, your career moves. Don't rely on your peers to tell you what to do, because some of them don't seem to have your best interest at heart. And I think that if you've been waiting for someone to get back to you about something with your money, don't wait for them, follow up or get a different opinion. Because for some of you, someone is purposefully manipulating information and communication because they are not invested in your success. It may not mean that they have malicious intent against you specifically, but they don't see your potential. So they're not going to cut more time out of their day to return that email or to answer your questions or to give you the right advice. So make sure you're putting your best interest first, getting a second opinion, and questioning the information that comes from your peers. If it's a person of power and authority, absolutely. You know, this isn't someone that you can, this isn't the same person that I'm talking about. The person that I'm talking about is someone who doesn't have a respected authority in your life. They're simply somebody who is a little bit inconsistent with the communication, manipulating it in a very specific way, either withholding communication from you or only giving you a little bit of the information because they're not invested in your success. Now, this 10 of Wands being reversed, it feels like it's time for a change of energy. It's time for a change of how you've been doing things, because either you've been taking on too much responsibility for what you're being paid, or your financial situation needs to be reevaluated ASAP. Your living situation needs to be reevaluated ASAP. A 10 of Wands reverse looks like someone who's trying to let go of responsibility, of burdens, and someone who's potentially burning out and needs to take time off ASAP. What I can tell you right now is that working hard and getting little in return isn't going to get better. We have to think of creative new strategies and new ways forward, innovating our way forward from here. Now, I feel like this 10 of Wands is also your chance to stop something before it gets so bad. Whether that's a work ethic, a schedule, it's something that could lead to burnout because it's too much pressure to put on your shoulders. It's too much of an exhausting feat for what you get in return. And with that being paired with this 9 of Swords in the upright, it feels like a lot of you, group 2, your financial situation can only improve once you start being more honest with yourself, once you start paying attention to the signs and really listening to what your body is telling you physically. I think with the 9 of Swords upright, information is finding you a little too late. It's not irreversible, but it's still a moment of like, damn, I wish I knew this sooner, or I wish I listened to that advice sooner. I think with the 9 of Swords, you're also looking at a situation for what it truly is, and this is an epiphany moment that has some level of sorrow attached to it. It's a little painful, but knowing the truth helps us move forward. And I do see you moving forward. I see many of you on this new journey of purpose, feeling quite positive and looking for new experiences when it comes to your finances and living situation. Now, we're going to keep moving forward, but midway through this, I just realized that I'd forgotten to get you more oracle cards. So we're going to summarize your reading with those oracle cards at the end, just in case you've also come from another group and you've noticed that I missed them. Don't worry, I didn't forget. I just seem to have forgotten when to do them. So we're going to move forward. We'll have a look at love next for you, group 2. Groupus Tupus. What is happening next in love for group 2, please, Spirit? What is happening next for love? Excuse me. What is happening currently? Not next. We're looking at your current situation. What is going on in love? We have the 9 of Cups in the upright position. I do like this energy for you, group 2. Excuse me, are you going to focus? 9 of Cups. What is going on with group 2's love life right now, Spirit? What is going on with group 2's love life right now? Page of Cups reversed. That's a bit annoying. What is going on with group 2's love life right now, Spirit? The Knight of Wands. It looks like someone's trying to get your attention. Someone's trying to step themselves into your line of sight. So it feels like you've got a friend here or somebody around you who tried to be the nice person, but you didn't really pay much attention to them. So now they're trying to be more aggressive with their approach towards you. They want you to take them seriously. They don't want you to look at them as a friend. I see them taking spontaneous action towards you, and it seems to be happening in a way where they might start with compliments like, oh, wow, like, you look amazing. Have you been working out? What have you done to your hair? I like the car you drive. When did you buy that? Your love life, you've got admirers, you've got a lot of choices, but you seem to be very grounded on what you want, or just not as focused on love as people are towards you. It feels like you've got admirers, group 2, especially if you're in this energy. You're very attractive, okay? You're attractive in your energy. So what I'm seeing is that some of y'all are very invested in self right now. 2 9s, I can't ignore that. You're very focused on self-fulfillment, self-happiness, self-development, self-care, but you do have admirers, and I see a potentially younger energy around you. Could be about the same age, to be honest. And this person's been trying to get your attention. They feel like you've overlooked them. They feel like you're looking at someone else, or you're simply not looking for love right now. They know that you're single though. In fact, they feel like you're a wonderful person to pursue. I don't know if a lot of, like, I'm getting that for some of you, it's not that you're single, it's just that you embody this really well put together person, which gives them the impression that you have time on your hands to take care of yourself and that you are available in some way. Now, if you are single, I see this person has been really trying to get your attention. They feel like you've overlooked them. They feel like they need to be more flaunty, I guess, a little bit peacocky, but I fear that you may look at this person as someone who's just after a physical relationship because of how they come across with the Knight of Wands. I want to say expect the unexpected. This seems to be a shyer person, but they're trying to push themselves to be more extroverted around you. And I feel like this person is also coming towards you for slightly selfish reasons. They like how you look, and they want your attention on them. They don't know you well enough to understand what you're really like. And I think that for those who are interested, you shouldn't knock this person down immediately, but definitely steer them more towards what you're looking for. If you're only looking for a physical connection, this could work. But if you're wanting more of an emotional connection, I see this person needs to kind of be grounded and shown that you are someone who's looking for a more emotional connection, because they're going to almost try peacocking, and what that looks like is someone who's really flaunting themselves to you, flashing certain parts of their more attractive qualities towards you, whether that's the car they drive, the clothes they wear, the body they have. It's a very physical way of trying to get your attention. And I think that it's not what you would usually look for, because I see you looking the other way or just like not seeing them. They're not the only admirer. Group 2, a lot of people admire you. I feel that for those who are in a relationship, your partner is feeling like they need to try to step up in order to be at your level. Your partner sees you, or in general, Group 2, romantic partners see you as someone who is very self-sufficient, very independent, self-made. You don't need anybody. So I think that you instigate this almost masculine urge to make themselves needed in your life. Like, how do I get their attention then if they don't need me? You know? So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of masculine energy is around you. And it goes like, I'm not talking about gender, I'm talking about energy. You're going to have a lot of masculine energy-based people kind of wanting to kind of impress or flaunt their physical aspects of themselves towards you, especially if you do exercise. That's a little side note. I feel like people are going to be trying to get your attention in that way as well, like in the health club or fitness club or gym, or even if you're walking outside, like people are trying to get noticed by you. I see going back to that original message of that person feeling overlooked and trying to be more extroverted, they're going to try to compliment you, and this has to do with something that they've seen you work on, that they genuinely admire. So it could be your body for some people, it could be your car, it could be your clothes, it could be your hair. But I see them kind of complimenting you and using that as a way in to see how receptive you are and to see whether you want to pursue things. This is in your energy currently, sweets. So know that there are people around you who seem to be working up the courage to approach you and to see if you're available. And if you're in a relationship, your partner feels overlooked in the sense of they have to pick up the stamina and meet you at your self-sufficient level. But most of you in Group 2 feel single. That's what I'm just picking up on, or very self-focused when it comes to love. We're going to look more into the next 2 months in the extended. Let's move forward now. We'll have a look at your family situation. So Group 2, what is going on in their family life right now? They're showing me the Queen of Goblets first. So this is a very loving energy, a very empathetic energy, psychic energy. What is going on in Group 2's family life right now? We also have the this is the 7 of Swords coming out as a blockage. I don't like that. What is going on? We have the Two of Pentacles now coming out in the upright. Might get one more card. What is happening here for group two's family life? We have the Four of Pentacles now coming out upright as well. Group two, your family situation feels a little disjointed. Is this reversed? I can't remember. It's upright. So I feel like whatever's going on over here with family, there seems to be things that need to be planned in the coming months, budgeted for. It could be a birthday, it could be a family thing that is being planned, a getaway maybe, but it feels like it needs practical effort and planning. I think that more people need to be involved in this so that it's not all on your shoulders to do this. I think that when it comes to your family, there's something that isn't being communicated well, and it's coming across as sneaky or just not. Like, I'm almost seeing that some people are looking at this message and going like, oh, I don't have to respond to that because the intention wasn't made clear. I think your family members are a little bit confused over how they fit into your life right now because you come across as very busy, and I think if they want to spend time with you, they've got a plan for it. And if you want to spend time with them, you need to be a little bit more clearer on how important that time with them is, like quality time. Because a lot of your family members seem to think that it's not serious. Like there's what's the word? Intentions aren't clear. A misunderstanding here with the Seven of Swords as a blockage. The intention wasn't made clear. I have a feeling that at the moment there's some sort of sneaky thing going on where people don't realize how their actions are coming across. They think that by not answering that message, it's okay because you didn't really want them to go to dinner with you anyway. But actually, this was a big deal for you. This was a chance for you to really catch up and see them and fill them in on your life and vice versa. So I think that when it comes to family, there is genuine love here. It's not that something that it's not like whatever this is can't be fixed. I just think communication needs to be clearer, intentions need to be clearer, and an understanding of quality time and planning and preparation needs to be made clear as well. If you're struggling to kind of pin down a loved one that you've been trying to catch up with, I think the best thing you can do is make them accountable by having them be invested in the process. If you're going to have dinner together, make them bring a dish. You know, if you're going to try to meet up for lunch, get them to pick you up so that they have to go. You know, whatever it is, it feels like there's someone here that you've been meaning to catch up with. You have a lot of love for them, but intentions weren't made very clear in terms of the quality time that was wanting to be spent. And it could just be a case of you needing to be a little bit careful with how you plan these things with them. I feel like you may be spending more time with family in the coming months, but I also feel like your family situation is something you're trying to keep uncomplicated right now. So you might be purposefully turning a blind eye to people's kind of inconsistent behavior or to sneaky behavior, to those who ghost you or don't reply to your texts or don't always show that they've read your message in the group chat. It kind of feels like with the Seven of Swords here, you know something's not right, but you just haven't had the chance to ask, or some of you are purposefully ignoring that behavior. And waiting for the right time. I think with this Four of Pentacles, there is an issue here that does need to kind of be addressed in order for there to be balance again. And I feel like right now you're at a fairly good place with your family, despite everything that I was saying. I think that it's not a worst case scenario. There's a lot of love here. There's a lot of respect here. It's just a mild misunderstanding. But I do think with the Four of Pentacles, there's this feeling of like wanting to, how do I best describe this, Spirit? It's like you're wanting more from each other, but none of you are able to really say it and articulate it. So I think that it may need the matriarch, whoever this Queen of Goblets is, if you consider yourself to be the glue that keeps people together, there needs to be a matriarch to kind of pull people together and remind you that, hey, you're all family, you know, we make time for this, we prioritize Sunday family dinners, or we prioritize birthdays or anniversaries, whatever it is. Someone needs to be the glue that pulls everybody back together here. That's what I'm seeing for your family situation. We're going to, again, go into that further in the extended. We're going to move forward to your friendships now, group 2. So group 2, please, Spirit. What is happening for their friendships right now? What is going on with the friendships in group 2's life? We have the Page of Wands again. So you could meet a friend through this newfound purpose when it comes to your finances, or a friend may be helping you with a project. We also have the Seven of Swords in the reverse position. Oy, Dios mío. What is going on with group 2's friends, please, Spirit? What's going on with their friendship situation? We have the Empress in the reverse position. I might just get one more card. What's going on for group 2's friendship situation? The Devil showing itself, but we also have the Knight of Cups. You've got some shady people around you, sweets, and I don't know if they are still friends or if they're kind of more acquaintances, but I feel like some of the people around you need you more than you need them. I feel like you're at a point where you may be making some new friends and letting go of friendships that aren't worth holding on to, because you have outgrown some people in your life. And as you take this new direction with the Valley of Wands that's linked to your career, I see it leading to new friendships. There is still a loyal friend who's trying to kind of encourage you and be supportive. They might be a slightly older or just more mature or wiser. But I think that this person is one of the only decent friendships that you still have left. I think that moving forward for you, group 2, it's very important that you stay open to new people and that you don't limit yourself by clinging to old connections that you've outgrown. Right now, I do see you focusing on growth, on new experiences, on a journey and travel for a lot of you. While these new experiences will lead to you meeting new people, I see people from your past or people who you have previously been friends with stalking you and trying to find a way in to keep up with your new lifestyle. It feels like with the Empress reverse, there are connections that need to be let go of because you have outgrown them and they're only causing infertility. These are connections that need you more than you need them. And with the Empress reverse, some of these people give unsolicited advice or unsolicited support and are trying to make themselves needed in your life in order to be a part of your future. It feels like you're at a wonderful new sort of milestone in your life, in your journey, where you're supposed to have so much to look forward to, so much to appreciate, and so much to kind of experience. And I think that things from your past are just having a hard time reconciling with that fact. They kind of want to hold on to you for a little bit and coddle you and pretend that they're still needed in your present life, when the truth is you've definitely need to start moving forward. So keep who is loyal, keep who is kind, keep who is unrestrictive in the sense of they genuinely want what's best for you. They're not here because they want to take something from you, or they just want to sort of look at what you have and boast to other people like, oh, look at what my friend has and this is what we're doing and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I got here by myself. Like, you didn't get here, I did. And it shouldn't get down to that pettiness. But I feel like there may be, for some of you, a person who will start pulling out receipts like that and being really petty. Like, oh, remember 2 years ago when you didn't have any money? Like, I gave you a sandwich. And you're like, what does that have to do with my apprenticeship now that I started 2 months ago? You know? So it's time to kind of see things for what they are, to look at behavior, not listen to the words, because some of these people have silver tongue, sweets. They will talk the talk, but they cannot walk the walk. So their actions speak louder than their words. And cutting these people loose will give you more room to not only have newer friends, but to continue to grow without feeling guilty, without feeling restricted. So that's what I'm seeing when it comes to friendships. Let's close your reading now by getting some more oracle cards about the overall theme. Any closing messages in general that group 2 needs to know about their current life. About their life currently. Group 2, is there anything else they need to know about their life currently, Spirit? Hi. Is there anything else group 2 needs to know? We're going to take both of them, I think. We have the Self. Yes, it's all about you. I just heard it's all about you, boo-boo. We also have the Lover. Okay. What else does group 2 need to know about their life currently, Spirit? I'm going to keep this one, the Medallion. That's beautiful, especially for someone like you who has a lot of potential ahead of them. I'm going to get one more card. What else does group 2 need to know about their future? Oh, their future, excuse me. I keep talking about the future for you. I'm keen to get into the extended. We have the Box as well. Wow, so this is beautiful energy. To close your reading, we're just going to go over the main themes that you're experiencing currently to help reiterate the information we've covered in these 4 topics. So with the Lover here, there is a beautiful energy around you that is really being fostered by the universe, this optimism, this romance. And romance isn't always a physical thing that has to be experienced with someone else. You can be in love with life. You can feel in love with your passions, with your hobbies, with your, whatever the heck gives you this strong pull of desire. And I think you've got that not only within you, but around you. It feels like with the Lover here, it's a very attractive energy. And I wouldn't be surprised if you have people pay more attention to you right now or seemingly kind of test you a little bit to see like, hey, are you single? Are you looking? Are you open to collaborating? Because people want your energy. So you have this attractive energy around you, and it's really showcasing a wonderful part of yourself that's quite precious, sweets. I'm seeing a pearl on both of these cards right here and right there. It feels like you're quite precious and you're at a stage in your life that you have worked hard to get to. So enjoy it, have fun, appreciate where you're at and stay in the moment. Big 5th house energy for your group 2. Definitely have a look at the 5th house if you don't know what I'm talking about, or if you do know, really get into that sort of playful, fun, romantic, joyful energy and treat your opportunities as they come in this way. I see that the focus is supposed to be on yourself at the moment because you are at a stage of growth. You're definitely out here currently manifesting a very bright future, but it's full of so much potential. You're not supposed to be too laser focused or limited by any one thing right now. So my best advice for you is just be open and make sure that every chance you get, you're doing what you want for yourself. I know this sounds selfish, but that's the energy you're supposed to be in order to be successful right now. Everything in your life should be treated as though you are the main character and this is your video game, okay, group 2? Because as long as you're not intentionally harming anybody else, inhibiting that main character energy is really going to get you far right now. I see you hitting some big goals and milestones soon if you haven't already. The Medallion is kind of tempting you right now to show you what you can achieve. So you may find yourself gaining inspiration or finding new sources of inspiration, being attracted to certain types of people at the moment who inspire you to pursue a specific lifestyle or goal. You're kind of like this fledgling energy that the universe is throwing inspiration at to keep you kind of moving forward towards bigger aspirations with the Medallion here. So you will be tempted with smaller success first, like, wow, look at what you could do with basically no effort. And then the universe is going to kind of hope that that opens the door for you to be able to pursue some more serious energy, some more aspirational, even higher achievements. With the box here, be careful about the people you let in right now, especially the people who you've been trying to cut out, because there are still some limiting behaviors around you. The box tells me that you could continue doing what you're doing and still, lead a fairly comfortable life, or you could push the status quo and explore and adventure outside of that comfort zone. And I think that doing so means that you have to accept that some things, some people need to stay in the box because they are not comfortable pursuing what you are. And this is falling specifically over that Seven of Swords, some friends here that you have outgrown. I think it's more that their ideas are smaller than what yours will be. As you experience new things, you're going to realize that your aspirations have changed while theirs have stayed relatively the same. They may wish to want the same things that they did when you first met them, whereas you're out here learning new things, experiencing new things, meeting new people, and discovering new interests that can no longer be contained in that same box. So you don't have to do anything. Life is literally your experience. Your reality is created through your actions. But I do see you changing, and I see positive growth for most of those who are bold enough, courageous enough to start creating outside of the box. And at the very least, you're all going to obtain colorful experiences that really create the person that you felt was within you all along. You're supposed to stand out from the crowd. You're supposed to want to do things a little differently, and you're supposed to gather attention while you're doing so, because you are someone that stands out and you look so good while you're in this energy, so it's hard for people not to pay attention. So group 2, that's what I'm seeing for you. I hope this was helpful. You're a very, very unique group of people. You remind me of a few people that I know. I hope this was a reading that helped clarify your current situation and maybe put things into perspective. It's still a general reading, so as always, take what resonates and don't force anything to fit. Worst of all, don't let it take from you. I'm going to take this into the extended now, speaking of taking, and we're going to be looking at these 4 main topics / themes again. So finances, love, family, and friends. But we're going to look at the next 2 months and what you can expect in the next 2 months when it comes to those 4 topics. So if you'd like to join me in the extended, the link is in the description box. It's all recorded and ready when you are. I will see you there. Before you go, wherever you're going, I do want to thank you for all of your support over here on YouTube. Thank you for supporting me, this channel, and this community as well. Thank you to our spiritual teams, angels, guides, and ancestors for helping me channel these messages and for keeping me safe while doing so. And I shall connect with you in another video. Bye! Hi group 3, and welcome to your reading. If you chose this Gardenia card, also known as the abundance card in this deck, then this is going to be your reading. I'm just going to show you this card up close for y'all. You had a very unique card here. This one had some yin yang vibes going on with the white gardenia and the shadow gardenia. Now, abundance is an interesting word to give to this card. The author who made this deck was very intentional in terms of the colors that they use. They're an artist as well. So, excuse me, we've got 2 tea lights that have gone out already, but yeah, try not to pay attention to that if you can. So the colors are very intentional, and I want to talk more about this card, but before we get into your reading, I'm just going to remind you of what we're going to be covering. We've got a lot to look at for you. We're going to be getting a full life update for you, looking at your finances, at your love life, at your family situation, and at your friendship situation as well. We're looking at your life currently and trying to get as much information and clarity as we can. There will be an extended reading which will focus more on the next 2 months in those 4 different aspects of your life. So coming back to this card now, group 3, Gardenia as abundance is very interesting to me. The colors on this card are half sort of represented by this refresh, this cleanse energy of the whitey green that we have over here, this idea of hope. and something new beginning. But the black on this card is represented by power, sophistication, and in my opinion, a little bit of fear. Black is a very strong, striking color in this deck, and it doesn't often come through this strongly unless it is represented by a very strong emotion. So for it to be associated with the abundance card, it feels like whatever's coming into your life currently and potentially next has a strong drive behind it, strong power to it, a feeling of really taking control of your life in some way, and kind of pulling it forward in a very driven manner, if that makes sense. The other colors on this card do represent energies like healing. There's some sweetness with that pink, and I'm kind of just picking up on this overall desire to just move forward. Now, this card does make me think of the Chariot a little bit, with that sort of polarity, the black and the white, the fear and the light. It kind of feels like what's going on here for you is that there's a lot of ambition and movement happening in your life currently. There's a lot of willpower and determination on your side in order to make these things possible for yourself and in order to really get things moving forward in the right direction. I feel that the main driving force is this idea of it will work out, it will be okay, almost like optimism and positivity, where I'm intrigued to see what your oracle cards will say. So we'll get those out now. The oracle cards will help me understand this main theme that you've got going on in your life at the moment. So group 3, please, Spirit, what is the main theme that they're experiencing in their life at the moment? Group 3, what is the main theme that group 3 is experiencing? We have the comic. What is the main theme that group 3 is experiencing at the moment? We have the threshold. Are we going to focus? There we go. What is the main theme that group 3 is experiencing at the moment? Group 3, what is the main theme that group 3 is experiencing? We have the gem. And one more card. What is the main theme group 3 is experiencing at the moment, Spirit? There's all this hinting of like new beginnings and things happening quite suddenly or in quite a dramatic way for you. Shapeshifter is your bottom deck energy, but the last card that came out was actually this Siren card. So group 3, I can tell from your cards that you are going through some changes, especially with that bottom deck energy, the shapeshifter. I think that being focused is supposed to be your main theme right now. Staying focused, staying on track, and really daily, for some of you, combating those fears that arise to remind yourself that you're on the right journey and to remind yourself that you can overcome any obstacle that comes your way. It feels that many of you are on this threshold, ready to take a step towards something new, towards an experience that you have not really had the privilege of experiencing yet, or towards a new milestone and achievement. It feels like this threshold naturally is a little bit like scary because we're jumping over something and it feels like our stomach is in our throat a little bit. But I want to say that there's a real sense of recognition here, and the rewards outweighs the risk. Spirit is hinting that your current situation is temporary and that you need to make a decision to move forward and to stay on track with determination, with effort is what I'm hearing. So I feel that for many of you, your attitude, your disposition towards life is vital right now. Keeping things lighthearted and finding time to have fun is also a part of your energy right now, especially if you're someone who is really struggling to cope or feeling like there's a lot of energy being demanded from you right now. You're being encouraged to have more outlets and to be more expressive as well. I'm getting a side message here. For some of y'all, you may use humor to kind of combat the seriousness of any given situation and to help you deal with the, what's the best word here? The heaviness or the sadness or the just awkwardness of a situation. Humor may be like your scapegoat, your little icebreaker. And I think that humor is what is a part of your life right now in one way or another, as whether it's something that's keeping you going or giving you an outlet and a positive space to kind of breathe and let go of some of the heavier energies that you have around you, because there's so much energy here that is determined and kind of with this idea of I need to. I'm hearing that song, that Broadway song, God, I hope I get it. I hope I get it. How many boys, how many girls? I don't even know that original song. I only know it from Land of the Lost with Will Ferrell's. But yeah, and he's a comedian, so it feels like humor is also a part of your life right now, and maintaining that optimistic, funny disposition. We also have the gem here. So another main theme is having an objective and a goal or a reason. And I think this gem is like the prize. It's why you're doing this. It's the reason why you are so determined. There's something glinting in your eyes and you're very determined to win it or to obtain it. You seem to be very focused on a goal, and there seems to be rewards for the actions that you are currently taking in life. It feels like you've got this sort of idea of how you want to be successful, and it's within sight and it's keeping you on track. For many of you, you feel like you're being pulled towards a calling with the siren, and you may not have realized this, but something is definitely calling you in, calling your name, almost manifesting you. Group 3, an attractive opportunity is a part of your life currently and is going to really make a big difference in the directions that you're taking. So I'm curious to see how this energy translates into the different aspects of your world right now. So we're going to get started and have a look at your finances straight away. I'll be using 2 different tarot decks today to help me separate the 4 different categories. What is happening in Group 3's life when it comes to their finances, Spirit? Hi. Wow, look at that. We have the Lovers. The Lovers coming out. The Lovers in this deck. Beautiful. It's that Shape of Water, I think. Is that what it's called? I love that movie. I just can't remember the name. I always confuse it with Hellboy, if I'm honest. We have the King of Discs coming out as well. One more card. What is going on with Group 1's finances at the... excuse me, you're Group 3. Pardon me. Group 3's finances at the moment, Spirit. What's going on with Group 3's finances? We also have the Valet of Wands coming out. Valet of Wands is seemingly a collective energy at the moment. Very intriguing. So for all of you, I'm going to hold these cards out like this. I'll collate them when we move forward, so we have space for all the 4 groups, sections, should I say. Back of the deck, we have the 9 of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, you are incredible, because most of the people in this group are overcoming genuine fears, genuine concerns, a genuine case of anxiety as well for a lot of you, and you're finding a way to move forward, to move beyond it, and to not let your negative thoughts hold you back. There's not a blindness about this though. It's like you've gotten the information you need, and you're ready to make a decision, and you're ready to feel like this path forward, as abundant as it could be, is definitely one that you want to try to claim for yourself. And I use the word try loosely because many of you are adamant that this is going to be your abundance. You're on the path to a very successful future when it comes to your finances. Many of you could own your own business, could be very wealthy. or at least that is the intention moving forward. Your decision making right now has to do with you securing your bag for the future. And someone recently asked me what I mean by bag. I mean money bag, okay? Whatever decision you're making right now has to do with you securing your money bag for the future and ensuring that you're setting yourself up for further success in your future as well. I can see with the Valley of Wands reversed that you're also learning how to say no to opportunities that are a waste of your energy. It's about finessing your craft and figuring out how to better use your skills to get further along. And this means you're being selective about what you say yes to. I think with the Valley of Wands reversed, you may have people approaching you, asking you for experience or information on how they can do things in a similar way. It happens. But I also think with the Valley of Wands reversed that you've grown enough to know when to say no, if that makes sense. You've experienced enough to know when to say no. Many of you feel like you're leveling up your energy when it comes to your career and how you handle your finances. You may be looking at more long-term investments for some of you, or you may be really trying to secure a long-term future here when it comes to like a long-term career. I think that many of you could be in the position to be able to hire new people if you do run or operate your business. And this is really about working in a more efficient way, right? Knowing how to manage your energy better, so that you're not wasting your energy when it comes to your money bags. I think with the Valley of Wands reverse, some of y'all are letting go of an idea that has not been successful or that you don't see success in. You may be finessing the journey forward by like cutting the baggage and eliminating the creative ideas that you had that you feel you're not going to be successful in. The other thing about this Valley of Wands reversed is you may have delayed any sort of adventurous or risky financial opportunities right now until you can move more confidently in that direction. It just feels like now isn't the time to be sort of acting naively and investing energy willy-nilly. You're being very careful, you're trying to be responsible, and you're trying to be very mature about whatever decisions you make when it comes to your finances. Abundance, abundance, abundance. I see this being quite a successful time for you in terms of your financial situation, and I don't think you have anything to worry about there. I'm looking at a very responsible, level-headed person who is setting themselves up for future success by eliminating efforts that are a waste of energy, and maybe also seeking services and help for situations that are better, outsourced, like knowing how to contract certain roles out so that you can save your resources, your energy, your time, because time is the most valuable commodity in this world, for more meaningful tasks and projects. So group 3, that's what I see for your finances right now. Let's have a look at your love life using this second deck. What is happening in group 3's love life currently, Spirit? What is happening in group 3's love life? We have the 10 of Cups in the reverse position. Are we going to focus? 10 of Cups reversed with the King of Wands upright. Okay. This is an interesting concoction. What is going on in group 3's love life, Spirit? What is going on in group 3's love life? You have this indication of like a missed opportunity or accidentally making the wrong decision. Wanting a do-over is what I feel. Your love life is not moving in the way that your career is. It feels like there are delays when it comes to romance for you. It feels like there needs to be more conversation, more connection, more communication. If you're in a relationship, we're going to split y'all up into 2 groups when it comes to your love life. If you're in a relationship, not a situationship, but like a genuine relationship, you both know you're together, you're both clear on being committed to each other. It feels like you and your partner are going through some romantic issues. The main issue here is being on the same page about what you want to invest in when it comes to your family's future, because you seem to be looking for a serious partner. And it seems like if you're in a relationship, you and your partner have different expectations on milestones and when to start preparing for these future milestones. Your partner may want to start a family now and you don't want to. Your partner may be desiring to kind of settle down and focus more on the relationship, and you're busy doing other things. It just feels like if you're in a relationship, you and your partner have to really kind of sit down and plan how you're going to move this relationship forward in a more sentimental way. But it feels like you're butting heads with them and you're not really, it's like you're avoiding these conversations. They might be hinting at you like, oh, when are we going to move in together? And it feels like you're avoiding this situation. It could be the reverse role as well, because this is a general reading. Maybe you're putting pressure on your partner and they're saying, oh, you know, maybe we'll talk about this next week. But someone in this relationship is delaying. And I think that what's going on here is someone feels, and it feels like you, sweets, like they really don't know what they want to do. Someone is feeling like it's still too soon, and it kind of feels like they want more wisdom, they want more experience, they want more time, and they don't know how to say this, but they feel like they're still in their prime and they don't want to compromise their current energy, their current ambition. That's what it feels like if you're in a relationship. You and your partner have different expectations over how quickly this relationship is moving into more sort of serious dynamics. If you're single, I feel like you are not necessarily focusing on love in that way. You want something serious though, but it's more about the person's energy that comes towards you, and you want someone who will take you seriously. I feel like many of you are trying not to overthink your love life if you're single, group 3, and you're just sort of waiting for a really dominant energy to come your way and to show you that they are serious about you. If you're a single person, I feel like you've got someone who has their eye on you already. And this is a strong energy, but they are figuring out a way to come towards you. This person may have already tried to, but they feel that they were unsuccessful. They feel like you are someone who is hard to break, like a tough cookie to crack or a tough egg to crack. You kind of feel like you're focused on other things, and this person doesn't know how to make you happy or how to get your attention in that way, or how to get you to talk about these serious things. I feel like this person may be watching you on social media, or they may just be trying to figure out a best way to connect with you, which seems to be online. Like they want to kind of talk to you is what it feels like. This person is trying to figure you out though, so they may take their time and just watch you for a little bit and see how confident they feel about approaching you if you're single. And lastly, group 3, if you're in a situationship with someone who you haven't really tied down yet, I see that your person is trying to figure out what to do. But again, this feels like a situation that one person isn't really stressing about, whereas the other person is feeling pressured to do something. One person is feeling as though there are other priorities in their life. Their love life is the least of their concerns. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. It's not really something that I'm going to put pressure on now. And the other person is like, I'm running out of time. It feels like we're growing old every day, like we're getting older. We're missing time. It needs to happen. Like, when can it happen though? There's a lot of pressure on the other person's shoulders right now. So that's really what I see for your love life, group 3. It's either something that there is subconscious pressure on, or it's something that you're really trying not to focus on, because there is that split energy there where most of you are dealing with someone who's trying to understand what you want for the future and how to best approach this topic with you to get a serious answer from you. Let's move forward now. We're going to have a look at your family situation, coming back to the Tarot del Toro deck for group 3. What is going on with group 3's familia? What is going on? We have the Fool card in the reverse position over here, if it will focus. The Fool card. What is going on with group 3's family spirit? We have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse position as well. And one more card. What is going on for group 3's family? At the moment, we have the Knight of Goblets as well. So when it comes to your family, I feel like you may be spending a lot of time with one person in particular. There's an opportunity here to spend more time with like a sibling or a cousin. With the world reversed, it feels like we're making up for lost time with this person. We may have a lot to learn from each other that could be quite helpful to our individual situations. Family could somehow be helping you out with your business or with your finances as well, group 3. But I also feel a naive energy here that makes mistakes and is trying to learn how to be more grounded, more sophisticated, more practical, and more of a provider. This is a little bit of a haphazard energy in the sense of they're still young, they're a bit naive, they've made mistakes, they're still learning. But I think that your family situation is something that you're trying to accommodate and make more time for. There feels like there's a foolish energy here though, with the Fool reversed and the Two of Pentacles reversed. You're trying not to overgive as well or over expect when it comes to an outcome. It's like you're trying to be careful about how much you expect this person to offer you or to give you, even though they're coming across as a loving, kind-hearted, genuine character. It feels like they accidentally tend to make mistakes. I want to say that when it comes to your family situation, there may be the chance to catch up and to really have a wonderful sentimental moment with loved ones, to do something with them that feels quite wholesome and lovely, like one for the memories is what it feels like. But I sense that the timing here is either off or it's just tricky for you to make this work. It's like with the Two of Pentacles reversed, it's really hard for you to make time for all your family members or for this person in particular. You're having a hard time scheduling this time in. And I think with the Fool reversed, you're also unsure of how much you should sort of intervene, or whether this is something that this person needs to learn for themselves. I think with the World reversed as your bottom deck energy though, there is definitely something that you could learn from this person and they could definitely learn from you. And I think that you're going to have a breakthrough with a family member soon that will really help you maybe gain the closure that you need in order to move forward with something. It's kind of like with the Fool in the World here, we're ready to start something new, but we need to close something first, and we need to do it on good terms. We need to feel right about it, and we need to make sure that as we move forward, we're being very clear about our expectations or about what we're able to do. I think with the Two of Pentacles reversed, maybe this young character needs a little bit of refining, and they might be the kind of person who would usually ask for a loan, but you're offering them a job instead. It could be that kind of situation. Reevaluating how you do this in order to move things forward in a more meaningful way. These are just examples that I'm using, but that's the overall theme that I'm picking up on when it comes to your family. You're trying to close one cycle in order to move forward to a new one without looking foolish, without making the same mistakes, and by hopefully wisening this younger character to give them a real chance to prove their weight in gold, if that makes sense. That they may make mistakes, but that's just because they were young, they weren't wanting to learn, they're wanting to spend more meaningful time with you as well. So that's what it feels like with your family. Let's have a look at your friends now. What is going on for group 3 when it comes to their friendships? Oh my days. What is going on for group 3 when it comes to their friendships? Oh, we got a 6 of Cups coming out for y'all. I like it. I like it a lot. 6 of Cups. What is happening for group 3 when it comes to their friendship spirit? Oh, hello. We have the 5 of Swords in the upright position. And we also have the Chariot in the upright. Wow. What's at our bottom deck? Bottom deck, we have the Empress. So sweets, you have a wonderful, solid friend here. I feel like you're a part of a group of friends. There may be 2 people in particular that I'm picking up on, but I want to say that right now you're learning who is there to support you, who is there to really help you, and who you need to distance yourself from. I see one friend really coming through for you and helping you out, mostly as a supportive way, being an emotional support. They may be traveling towards you and just sort of giving you the confidence that you need right now to be able to make these big decisions and stay on track, stay focused, stay determined. This friend feels like they need to be there. They want to witness your success, but they also want to be there to cheer you on and to support you. This friend could be a mother, or children could somehow be involved in the situation, because I'm seeing the Empress with the Six of Cups, so it makes me think of like young bebes or like a nurturing energy, maybe like a mothering dynamic. This friend could be very mother-like and just kind of want to take care of you, or maybe you're stepping up and taking care of them. I see that being a very positive energy though, of like, I've got your back, I love you, I care about you, and I want to make sure that you know that as you move forward. Like, I'm very proud of you, and I really want you to realize how big of a deal your success is, and I want you to feel that support. And then what that is doing is it's actually highlighting this Five of Swords reversed energy. It's highlighting people that other friendships or acquaintances that you have. And I think that either this is going to make you want to communicate with someone who you may have stopped communicating with, or this is going to solidify that it is time to once and for all delete that number. It depends which side of the fence you sit on, because in one instance, this beautiful, sweet, mothering, nurturing energy is confirming to you that there are people like that out there that you have in your corner, and that anything less than that is really taxing and something that you don't need right now, because you do have this beautiful energy. So it's making you look at anything less than and go, nah, can't deal. I'm not going to message them back. We're done. Like, I don't have room in my life for this person at the moment. I'm not going to answer their calls or return their texts. Or if you feel like this is someone who also has the potential to be quite loving towards you, supportive and a genuine character, then I think you're going to want to open up that message and send that reply and make more time. Whatever's going on here with the Five of Swords reversed, I see you changing your dynamics of friendship, being more selective and calculated with how you reach out to people. And it really feels like you're doing this purposefully. Some of you are ghosting, some of you are blocking, some of you are deleting phone numbers, and others of you are opening old messages, opening old chats and rereading them, trying to figure out if you should start that conversation again. I think that this is something that you're not really stressed about. It's just something that you're thinking about, and you may talk to this loyal friend while you're doing that as well. I think that many of you, a friendship from your childhood is really going to be significant in your life right now, or someone who really knows you from such a growth perspective. Like, they knew you when you basically had nothing, or when you were still up and coming, and now they get to appreciate you as this successful person that you are. That friendship is really like your rock, your base, and it's helping you feel confident enough to be able to move forward. So to close your reading, let's see if we can get any advice from Spirit. I'm going to... what cards should we use? Let's use these cards. I don't know if I did this for the other groups, but we're just going to quickly get some advice before we go into the extended. Is there any advice for group 3 before we go into the extended that you can offer them on their life currently, Spirit? Any advice based on their overall theme of abundance? Is there any advice you have for group 3? We have Mirror. I was about to say Warrior. Who or what is triggering you? Is there any other advice for group 3 in their life right now? We have the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits. Soul Tribe. Might get one more card. Any other advice for group 3, please, Spirit? Soul family. Yeah, you've got beautiful people around you, group 3. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Wow, why did the card not focus then? Have a look at that. Beautiful energy, beautiful energy. So group 3, your advice from Spirit starts with this mirror. Who or what is triggering you? This is really about reminding yourself of why you're doing this and why it's so important for you to move forward. I see you spending a lot of time kind of working with your fears, working with your challenges, working with your adversities, and really looking for those solutions to overcome them. I think with this mirror here, it is about a healthy level of reflection when you're faced with an obstacle or a challenge, kind of looking at the situation from a bird's eye view and observing how this challenge could be also presenting an opportunity for you. I think that it's more about not focusing on the immediate challenge, but what that challenge can bring you with who or what is triggering you. It's kind of like, well, why? Think about this. If you're facing adversity or challenges, roadblocks right now, why do you think that is? Try to examine it from a bigger perspective. So you can't, maybe you can't pay this bill anymore because the bill that came in was $100 more than you're expecting. Well, could it be that moving forward we need to re-examine that expense in our life, whether it is necessary or whether we can refinance that situation and look for something that is cheaper in the long term? Maybe this is a time once and for all for us to tackle that loan, that bill, that company, that expense, and figure out how to make that situation work for us moving forward. It's kind of like the secret to your success right now is in the roadblocks, the challenges, the adversities you're facing. With the Great Gathering here, this is a big sign that you don't have to do this alone. Great Gathering soul family, call in your tribe, get help, contract that work out, get emotional support, connect with your loved ones, examine those meaningful relationships, and make sure that you're not settling for less than. You don't have to face your circumstances alone. And I think that Spirit is intentionally putting people in your path, making sure that you have chances for connection and to have that emotional support right now. Know that your journey right now is coming together in a sense of you're moving forward. You're in a temporary situation, group 3, and the goal is to get you moving, to get you focused, and to get you striving towards this abundance that is being created for you. And I feel like your actions from here on forward, we're going to look at the next 2 months soon and you're extended, but I feel like your actions right now are very important. The decisions that you make right now are very important, especially for your career moving forward, and also for your family and with your loving relationships. So that's what I'm seeing for you, group 3. I hope this was helpful. I apologize for calling you group 1 every now and then. It happens sometimes. I filmed your reading on a completely different day, and yet I'm still saying group 1. So I apologize, group 3. I'm going to take you into the extended now. If you'd like to join me in the extended, the link is in the description box. We're going to have a look at these 4 themes again, but the next 2 months. So what will be happening to your finances, your love life, your family, and your friends over the next 2 months. We're going to get more advice as well. So if you'd like to join me over there, the link is in the description box, and I shall connect with you very, very soon. Before you go, I just want to thank y'all. Thank you so much for supporting me over here on YouTube, and I want to thank our spiritual teams as well for helping me channel these messages and for keeping me safe while doing so. Thank you, group 3. Bye. Hi, group 4, and welcome. Before we get started, group 4, I just want to quickly apologize. You are my last group for tonight, so the candles have all burnt out, and I lit those candles especially for today's reading, so I'm not going to replace them. I made the decision. We're just going to leave them as they are, all burnt right down to the wick. So it looks like today's reading has officially, the intention, the manifestation has officially been set. May we all have a prosperous and abundant, should I say, 2022. So group 4, you are here because you chose this precious card. Have a look at it up close. You chose the Rose, also known as the True Love card in this deck. Very, very, should I say rare card, because I've only gotten this card once. Aside from me like looking at it in the deck, this is the first time that I have actually pulled it. And I don't use this deck often. I like to only use this deck either when it has like a specific purpose or when it helps us kind of pick groups. So it's an underutilized deck in my collection, but still, I've never pulled this card out, so that's got to count for something. Now, if you chose this rose card, what I can tell about your life right now is that there's a lot of energy going on here between power and honesty and loyalty. I feel like your life right now is really kind of moving towards a strong sense of connection, if that makes sense. And I'm not getting connection in the way that the other groups were. The other groups had connection in the sense of like a support group, loved ones. It feels like this is about your purpose, very specifically in maintaining loyal, powerful connections around you. And the black on this card is what really symbolizes that power, that powerful energy. I feel that for many of you, it's that blue, that honesty, that loyal blue that is coming through as well. So as a balance, it's an interesting energy of like ride or die. You know, I've got your back till the day I die. I think that if you're not in a relationship, this may be your main focus right now, is finding a loyal companion in life, a true love, so to speak, someone who is very powerful or has a very powerful influence over you, and vice versa. I think that more than anything, this group definitely values loyalty right now and honesty. Y'all seem to be in this very clear mentality of like, come correct, or don't bother showing up at all. It's this energy of needing someone who's going to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly, you know? Just wanting transparency, honesty, and a fair depiction of what someone is able to offer you. I feel like this yellow that's coming through here is a faint hint of your optimism and perhaps your desire to stay optimistic regardless of what life throws at you, while we have this pink energy of someone who is healing, of someone who is patient enough to work on a friendship before forging a true love partnership. I think that you're someone who seems to be very focused on love right now. But I also feel like this energy that you're exuding is very powerful in creating other opportunities for you in life as well. So this card really did function as our main theme of your life right now card, but I do want to clarify it by pulling out some more oracle cards from this deck. So let's have a look at what else is going on for you right now in life. This is going to be a full life update reading. Fairly extensive, okay? There's also an extended to make it even more extensive. So let's get into it, pulling some main themes. What is group 4 currently experiencing? We have the mentor coming out for you first, the number 6, in case that number is significant. We also have the dead end. This looks like the number 40. Very busy, noisy card, that one. Group 4, what else is going on in Group 4's life right now? We also have the Pilgrim coming out for you, number 20. If it will focus, I accidentally bumped the camera too, that didn't help. Pilgrim with the number 20. Spirit, what is going on in Group 4's life right now? What are the main themes? We have Eros, of course, with lust and infatuation here. The desire for love. I feel like if you're single, you're definitely trying to find that special someone, that life partner, that person who gets you, the loyal, loving life partner who can empower you. I think that many of you are seeking companionship for growth. Like you kind of feel like having another person in your life will really help things move forward in a positive way. But I see that for most of you, you're definitely trying to seek guidance right now, or trying to kind of use the advice, the wisdom that you have to be able to look at things from a bigger perspective and observe a way forward. We keep seeing this yellow energy pop up, and yellow in this deck is kind of a representation of happiness, joy, positivity, and also youthfulness, very similar to the sun's energy. So I'm kind of seeing it as you kind of trying to stay open, almost naively optimistic, because you don't want to limit your chances, and you are patient enough to foster friendship first. But I think that you're putting a lot of weight on true love as well, and believing that it has such a powerful, positive pull in your life. Like, it has a lot of positive potential to further your growth. I feel that at the moment there is a dead end that you're experiencing, and with this dead end to be next to mentor, it could be that you're feeling like you can't get what you want. You know what you want true love, you want connection, you want a companion and partnership, but the dead end is like you're not getting enough chances or opportunities to find that person. Or maybe you feel, for some of you, that you found that person, but you're not getting enough chances to foster this relationship with them. I think that if you're in a relationship, you and your partner seem very focused right now on moving forward, but I feel that this is my mostly single group 4, or those who aren't in a committed relationship yet. I'll still keep it open to the others. If you're in a relationship, I'll try to kind of cater for both sides, so to speak, because it is a general reading. But I do think that for most of you, there's this desire in your life right now to find that companion and to make some powerful changes with this person. Over here we have the Pilgrim, group 4. The Pilgrim tells me you're on a journey. This journey is about gaining experience. It's about knowing more about yourself and learning more about the world around you. You may find yourself picking up new interests, or just kind of thirsty for knowledge and really seeking knowledge in abstract paths or directions that others don't go in. I think of a pilgrim as a bit of a trailblazer, someone who's taking a walk that not many others have been on. That's why they're a pilgrim. And what you find may also light the way for others. I think that you may feel at times alienated from the people around you, though, with the pilgrim there, because they may not understand what you're doing, or they may not want to pursue the things that you want to pursue. I see that your journey is going to take you to some new places this year and really open your eyes to the world around you. An awakening is happening for this group right now. Even if you think that you're fairly spiritually woke, there's a new version of you that is coming out of your curiosity and the information that is finding you right now. And lastly, over here, group 4 with Eros, I can really tell that you're that group that is very much here for the passion, for the love, and for the experiences that love can give you. It's quite possible that you're currently infatuated with somebody, somebody's caught your attention, and you're trying to figure out how to move things forward with them, gaining advice from mentors or from people who you think can see the bigger picture and help you, or you're trying to be this mentor who sees the bigger picture and moves forward. I do sense that it's not moving forward the way that you want it to, though. I feel that this is at this stage an infatuation that you believe has a lot of potential to form a more grounded, stable relationship. But I do want to say that you're that group who could go a bit crazy with the lust here. You could become very obsessed about someone because of your current energy. You're seeking purpose, you're seeking meaning, you're facing barriers, you're feeling frustrated, you're seeking advice in unusual locations, and you're already like laser focused on someone almost as a form of escapism. So be careful. Let's get some tarot out to have a look at your situation. We're going to start with finances first. Even though your reading is very focused on love, let's have a look at what's going on with your financial situation, group 4. What is happening with group 4's financial situation right now? What is going on with their income, their money, their career? We have the 3 of Wands coming out for you. This 3 of Wands is actually in the upright position. Beautiful card. This is the Tarot del Toro deck. We're going to use 2 different tarot decks in the first part of your reading. Group 4, please, Spirit. Can you please tell us what is happening with their finances? That card just flipped itself real quick. We have the Moon. Okay, yeah. We need to start being more realistic about the kind of money that we're working with here. You got big dreams. It's just about finding a way through. Yeah. Do we want to take that card? I guess we are. You've got some Piscean energy here, a little bit wishy-washy, but you dream big. And I think when it comes to your finances, you may be looking for a way to make money out of your intuition or trying to find new ways to earn an income in general. I feel, is this card upright? Sorry, I had to check again. I already forgot. I feel like this is the group that is going to have a shift in financial focus, and it may lead to you to changing careers or expanding your career ideas, looking at new ways. With the Three of Wands upright, it feels like y'all are more focused on traveling and experience right now and how you can maximize your experiences with your financial situation. I think that you've got an idea of what you want to do with your resources, but you may need to come up with creative strategies right now to be able to pay for these ideas, especially with the moon reversed. You've got these grandiose, almost delusional ideas about your living situation, your financial situation. So it's very important that you use that as inspiration to find a way forward. I feel like you're in the scheming energy group 4, and I gotta love it. I'm a massive fan of the schemers and the dreamers. And it feels like you're feeling pressured to move in a way where, how can I do more? Because with this Four of Cups, there's a feeling of boredom. There's a feeling of like, I'm not really connected to this lifestyle anymore. I'm not really connected to my financial situation. I don't feel happy with what I have, but I also don't want to work harder. So how can I pay for the lifestyle that I want without working too much harder? So you may be looking into like other ways of gaining income. For example, creative ways of making income, hobbies, even what other people around your age or in your kind of peer group are doing. I feel like it's not so much about age. It's just that you're trying to figure out how to cut corners here. It's that a bougie lifestyle on a shoestring budget energy. You really want to figure out, how do I cut corners, and how do I get what I want? This energy is a little extreme. Again, you're in this sort of wayward pilgrim energy, which is fine. Again, I love schemers, I love dreamers, but I want you to understand that this cannot be blown out of proportion to the point where you're not able to support yourself anymore financially. I think it's good to be open, to put those feelers out and to look at the horizon as, what else can I do? Absolutely. Staying open, staying receptive will allow things to come your way, but you also need to kind of put some more energy out there as well. I think you're headed in the right direction. You may just need to be a little bit more hands-on and practical with the way that you're looking for other career options. Instead of just daydreaming about it, actually do some searches, see how you can apply for these things, or at least get something rolling with your hobbies so that you can monetize it in some way, and look at ways to actually make that happen. You feel like you don't want to bite off more than you can chew right now as well. So it may be that this is just the energy that you're meant to be in right now, scheming and dreaming until something really attractive catches your eye, because I see you're keeping your eye out for something attractive, very unique, quite rare, but your optimism is what is your biggest asset in that energy. So if you start to become a bit too extreme with your grandiose ideas and it starts to become too unrealistic, I feel like this optimism isn't going to be able to stay grounded and isn't going to be able to help you manifest these opportunities. That's why it's important when you're putting your feelers out there to understand realistically what opportunities you are having available to you. I hope that makes sense. That's what I'm seeing right now when it comes to your finances. Let's move forward. We're going to look at your love life next with a second deck. What is going on in Group 4's life in terms of their love life situation, Spirit? What is happening for Group 4 in terms of their love life? We have the Queen of Wands. Absolutely. You're manifesting something very specific. You're trying to be very careful about preparing yourself for the right thing. And it may be that you're spending a lot of time sort of making yourself as available or attractive to this opportunity as possible. I feel that many of you have this sort of seductress energy. It may not be an aesthetic, it could be more of an energy, but you're really trying to like pull a very specific person towards you, a specific counterpart towards you. We also have the Queen of Pentacles over here, looking at longevity, loyalty, family. I feel like your love life is really about you finding that life partner. It's very as clear as that. It's no reading between the lines with you, Group 4. What else can you tell us about Group 4's love life? Knight of Swords, you want things to move quickly. You could be moving things quickly with someone. The energy around your love life right now is very forward moving, quite fast, almost impulsive, but I don't feel that. I feel more hasty. I think that if the right person were to come into your life, you'd be feeling confident, capable, and ready enough to be able to move towards them as well. I see that you are, oh my days, my phone. That is like this third time in this reading that my phone has not been on silent. I apologize. I see that you are able to kind of make this situation move quite fast because you're so receptive, you're confident, and you feel ready. You feel ready. So Spirit, what else is happening for Group 4 when it comes to their love life? Some of y'all could be even getting married very soon to the love of your life. The Hanged One reverse, no. You're rushing something here, actually. You're rushing something. Spirit's like, you know what? You're very stuck on one thing to the point where it's actually causing unnecessary delays. So Spirit is saying that for some of y'all, you're trying to rush towards something that isn't quite ready to happen yet. And then for others of y'all, you're constantly going back and forth on something that you already know to be true. The main reason that the Hanged One could be reversed is because we're refusing to see something for what it is, causing us to stay in this delusional stuck energy when actually, you know, the way out is right in front of us. We're not stuck. We can walk off anytime. Or the other reason that a Hanged One could be reversed is because we are trying to rush this process of enlightenment, of information gathering, of things happening naturally as they are meant to, and thus creating an outcome that is not quite ready for us yet, trying to force a manifestation to come before it is ready. And warning signs about this is that it will fall apart inevitably, and that could lead to a right person, wrong time situation. I don't usually dabble into this kind of manifestation because I am very blasé. I try not to force it. I get frustrated, sure, when something takes too long, but I personally haven't experienced rushed manifestations too much. The main person that I hear talking about them quite a lot is another reader who goes by the name of Aphrodite. I'd be very surprised if you don't know of him. But yeah, a lot of people, there's this theory that if you rush a manifestation, then it actually leads to these sort of false starts, right person, wrong time, or something starting on fairly solid ground only to disintegrate in front of us. So this could be a cautionary warning for a lot of you, Group 4. You are in this wonderful, attractive, beautiful energy of when it comes to love. In fact, many of you may be in same-sex energies. Love that. But for all of you, I just feel like the desire to move forward may be actually what is causing limitations, because yeah, you're ready, but that doesn't mean that the person that you're meant to have this beautiful relationship with is ready yet, if that makes sense. So a little bit of a cautionary tale there from Spirit when it comes to love. We're going to delve deeper into all of these energies in the extended, looking at the next 2 months and where you're headed. But for now, we've got to keep moving on. Group 4, we're going to have a look at your family situation. Group 4, what is happening with their family right now? We have Temperance, so you may actually be in the middle of working things out, healing a relationship with a family member. This feels like a reunion. This feels like you getting to know a loved one again. Temperance makes me think that you're healing something with a family member. An argument could have occurred, or just a sort of separation, and an estranged relative coming back. What is going on with group 4 when it comes to their family? We have the Two of Swords. You really don't know what the future holds with this person, though. You're trying to take your time. You're not trying to make any firm decisions about them. I feel like you're trying to be patient with your family. Some of y'all are just being passive and letting the loud ones talk for themselves and not trying to hurt yourself by interfering. You might be dealing with some louder family members who are constantly getting into trouble or saying things they shouldn't. That's one message that I'm getting. Otherwise, I feel like you're patiently working with a family member here, trying to help them, support them, love them, but also not wanting to do anything for them. You're trying to help them figure themselves out. I feel like you haven't been spending that much time with family lately, being quite passive and quiet. What else can you tell us about group 4's family situation right now, Spirit? It's like you're waiting for something to happen here with your family. We have the Hermit. Yeah, you're spending a lot of time by yourself. It's almost like you're waiting for something to happen with your family here. I feel like you're trying not to create more drama in your life. You may be keeping your distance from them because of the energy that family gives you, and it's just not something you want to stress about. I see you maintaining peace, maintaining passive, sort of quiet energy, not wanting to speak out of anger, and just spending a lot of time reflecting. You're kind of looking back at your life and maybe processing some of the hurt that some of y'all went through when you were younger. Otherwise, I just think that your family has you really just feeling quite wise and mature in different ways. There may be immature energies around you that are highlighting how much growth you've had as an individual. You feel like you're on this sort of spiritual journey, group 4. You're learning more about yourself. You're learning more about the world around you. You're doing a lot of healing. You're falling in love with somebody on the side, or you're chasing this idea of what a true love relationship looks like for you, and you're feeling very bored with your lifestyle. So you're at a very integral, is what I would say, crossroads in your spiritual journey. And if your family can't vibe with you, I think you're just trying to keep your space respectfully and just sort of let the loud voices speak for themselves. Is there anything else they need to know about their family's life right now? Any other information you have for them when it comes to their family life? We got 2 cards. We have the Valley of Blades and the King of Discs. So you need to know that people are watching you. Your family are keeping tabs on you. I think that they monitor your situation on social media, but you also have a younger energy who's watching you. And this younger energy is, I don't think they're to be trusted, sweets. It's not that they're a bad person, but they're the kind of person that uses information against you, and they want to know if you have more than what they have. I think that you may be dealing with, if you're a sibling, your sibling may have the tendency to get jealous, or may just not know how to attain the lifestyle that you have. Even if you think you don't have a lot, you still feel like you have more than them. And it could just be that they are a bit jealous of your time. They may want more of your time, but there's a younger energy here who's keeping tabs on you, and they want to use some of this information almost against you. It feels like at the core of it, they just want more quality time with you, but they have a very strange, almost toxic way of saying that. With the King of Discs here in the reverse position, there is a selfish energy around you who is very, very much here for how they can use you to get what they want. I don't know if this person is close to you, but they have a family tie to you. They may even be a parent, sweets, but you feel like it feels like you've cut this person off because they are the source of a lot of your pain. Could be a mother figure, and they may be wanting something from your home very soon. I'm seeing the Four of Wands upright though, so more than anything, they're just here to disrupt the peace. I feel like this is a selfish person who uses people, and I think that this is someone who hasn't learned from their mistakes. They constantly repeat the same patterns of karma. And I feel like this person is going to show up at your house or make an excuse to kind of start being more of a regular visitor at your home, whether that means they move in or not. I don't think, unfortunately, the family around you is something that you should be focusing on right now. I feel like these people don't have the most reliable interests, unless this is your child with the Valley of Blades and you're trying to also navigate your spirituality while raising a child. I feel like this Valley of Blades is close enough in age to be like mature enough to think and act differently, but they haven't really learned how to lead a more balanced lifestyle. I feel like this Valley of Blades energy, if you resonate as it being like a younger sibling, they just kind of want the shortcuts as well. They want to know how to quickly get there without having to go through the blood, sweat and tears that you may have been through. I feel like this person may be borrowing money from you soon as well. I'm sorry, these aren't the most positive messages, so just take what resonates and use that as a warning. We're going to move forward now from family to friendship, group 4. Let's have a look at what's going on when it comes to friendship for you. Group 4, please, Spirit. What's happening in their life when it comes to friendship? Group 4. What's happening in their life when it comes to friendship? We have the 3 of Swords in the reverse position. What's happening for group 4 when it comes to friendship, please, Spirit? Group 4. Group 4, please, Spirit. We have Temperance in the reverse. You got Temperance twice. Interesting. You're really trying to maintain your peace, but it feels like chaos just loves to knock on your door, unannounced, uninvited, you know, on Sunday morning, as soon as you wake up. What is going on here? The Death card reverse. You're repeating a cycle with a friend who you may have cut out of your life, group 4. This happens when you enter a new phase in your spirituality. You're kind of tested to see how willing you are to adopt your newfound belief or faith. And I think that what is happening here is that you're going through another cycle again, or you're currently ending a cycle where you're dealing with someone who was only attached to you for their own physical gain. I feel like you're shedding a lot of vampires in the sense of people who use your energy, your resources, and your life source, for some of you, your income, to better themselves. There's a selfish energy over here too when it comes to your friends, and I don't know if they're malicious. I just think that the way that this relationship between the two of you was forged was that this person would say things for their own personal gain and they would get away with it. And then that speech started to lead towards actions. And now their actions towards you are just undeniably selfish. I want to say that this is someone that you're currently separated from. You've been keeping your distance from this person because you don't like the way that they make you feel. This person, you may be going through another cycle with them unless you've had a very definite ending, because I think with the Death card reversed, we have to once and for all bury the hatchet or bury this friendship and move forward. You need to decide to make it more definitive or to repair things once and for all and offer forgiveness. I think that for many of you, there could be the opportunity here to get a full-fledged closure moment by trying to make peace and trying to say, like, I forgive you, I don't want you in my life though. Moving forward, please never come to my house again unannounced. Whatever's happening here, it feels like if you're going through something again with someone, it's because you have the chance to once and for all, you know, set the record straight and do things definitively. Don't leave anything ambiguous. Don't leave any room for error. Just make it as crystal clear, whatever that boundary is. And I really think that getting rid of this person, because it feels like it's just one person, but this one person could be a reflection of your own boundaries. But changing these boundaries, standing firm and moving forward without them is going to help you free yourself for this path that you're on moving forward. I feel like you're trying to cut a lot of dead weight out of your lives, group 4. I feel like you're really trying to liberate yourself. You're trying to only reconcile energy that is helpful, that is healing and that is balanced. I see that if you have struggled with your temper in the past, your main focus right now is peace, balance. You don't want to lose your temper. You don't want to lose your cool. You're trying to be more balanced. You're trying to be more careful about how much energy you feed into somebody else's situation, whether that's a hateful, hurtful, or just negative situation. I think that your friend group could be suffering in a separate way as well. Like maybe you might have two friends that are arguing with each other, but I feel like this healing will be a lot quicker with more honest, direct communication. The Three of Swords reverse says that it's not going to be comfortable, but we need to have this difficult conversation to move forward once and for all, to pull the daggers out of our heart and to start healing and finishing what we started, because many of y'all are going through something that started a while ago that needs to end once and for all. So that is basically all I'm seeing when it comes to your life right now. We're going to close your reading with some closing advice from this deck. I didn't do this for all the groups, but I think that your reading took an interesting turn. You're at a crossroads that I do not personally miss. I've been down that path before, and I really want to make sure that you're well equipped, that you feel supported, and that you are staying as free as possible to embrace the joy, the love, the connection that you deserve. So let us get some advice for you. Closing advice for group 4, please, Spirit. What information do they need to know? We have Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. What does group 4 need to know? We have Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? I knew it. You're a pilgrim. One more card. What advice? Information. The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hit, soul tribe, Swedes. You know, on the journey to becoming this weird hermit character on the internet, I had to lose a lot of things. I lost my people who I thought I was attached to. I lost family members. I lost my job. And some of it was really hard to let go of because they didn't break my heart, but I just kind of was on a different lane, in a different path, moving in a different direction, and we were able to leave on good terms. But I do firmly believe that I had to let go of those people in order to gain, first of all, this community of people, as well as this purpose that I have and the special, wonderful, loving, balanced, supportive, spiritual relationships that I have in my life currently. And that's where you're at, group 4. With the Council of Light here, nothing is a coincidence in your life right now. Everything is happening for you, and it's happening in a way where you will not be able to return to who you were before, whether that's a lifestyle, whether that's a career, a person who existed in specific places or hobbies or with interests that were very specific. You're changing, you're evolving, and everything is happening for a reason. That doesn't mean that you're alone. Now is the time to really connect with your spiritual team, those who came before you, your ancestors, your family members, as well as those who have been selected to guide you. Connecting with your spiritual team may also help you unravel some of your spiritual gifts, because I am being shown that you are a psychic mentor in your own way. Your dreams are pivotal. Your feelings are pivotal right now, especially from a financial/career aspect. It feels like things are stirring within you that may need to awaken in order to really help you continue this spiritual path forward. And what we find out is that sometimes monetizing our gifts, which sounds crazy to say out loud, is a wonderful way of fostering your spiritual journey forward, in the sense of you're financially, what's the word, without making it too complicated, you're paying for your spiritual pilgrimage by, you know, starting a tarot business, or by starting an astrology business, or by starting a manifestation business. You're paying for your spiritual pilgrimage, helping others, which is helping yourself. Learn more about yourself and learning more about the world around you. So the Council of Light here is saying that you're on a very non-coincidental path forward. Your ancestors and spiritual team are here to help you, to guide you, to connect with you. So use them. Start talking to them. Ask them for support. Ask them how to best connect with them. You don't need to pay someone on the internet to tell you this. You just need to say, I want to connect with you. Show me, how do I connect with you? How do I foster a relationship with you? How can I talk to you? Show me. Now over here with Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? There is absolutely a big shift that's going to happen in your life, and your advice is to go with it. Answer the calling and feel that purpose pull you like a thread against your hips, because I really think that it's going to become quite obvious to you very soon, if it hasn't already, where your focus needs to be and what direction you should be facing. Even if it feels like a huge horizon, it's still a direction. I think over here with the Great Gathering, this is really reminding you that you're losing people for a reason, to help bring you together to the right people. And it may be a while for some of you before you have a close friend again who you can talk to about everything that you're going through. But just know that that doesn't mean you have to be alone. For me, I had a whole community of people over on Quora that I could just talk to. And that translated to creating this beautiful community over here on YouTube, where we can talk to each other and gain support from each other. There are many different online forums that can help you feel connected and supported until you have that soul tribe with you in the 3D. So reach out, stay connected, do your research, and find a community that fits for you. Group 4, that's what I'm seeing when it comes to your full life update right now. It has been a joy to read for you, sweets. I'm sending so much love and light your way. I'm going to jump over into the extended now, where we will have a look at the next 2 months of your life, focusing on money, love, family, and friends. We're going to get more advice over there as well, and have a look at how your life will be developing in the next 2 months. If you want to join me for the extended reading, the link is in the description box. You can purchase the reading individually, or you could become a member and have full access to the extended readings of this month. I do recommend doing that, but only if you're someone who plans on purchasing more than one extended reading this month. It may be the better way to do it, financially speaking. The choice is yours. If you're going there, I shall see you soon. But before you do go, I do want to thank all of you for your support over here on YouTube. Thank you for supporting me, for supporting this community, and for supporting free tarot in general on YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to thank our spiritual teams, angels and ancestors as well, for helping me channel these messages and for keeping me safe while doing so. And I shall connect with you in another video. Bye!